Evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood. Yeah, so it's like the Levitical priesthood. That's why in the new covenant it says what? You're a nation of kings and priests. So that's all the tribes are gonna be part of the priesthood. And it says what? And it is yet far more evident for that after the similitude of Melchizedek there riseth another priest, who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment, but after the power of an endless life. For he testifieth, thou a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Yeah, so it's with the law. That's the thing as well. It's like the faith, it's you consider as well. It's like salvation through the law. Moses, Abraham wasn't circumcised till he was what, 99, I believe it was.
Well,
So
no,
maybe
112 probably, because it's when Isaac was 12 years old.
yeah. Oh wait, wasn't it?
No, because maybe
Yeah, because I
yeah.
think it was thingy
Could
Ishmael.
check. Yeah, Ishmael may have been like 14 or something.
I think it was that, and then it was like all
Let me check,
these
actually.
houses done afterwards.
Yeah.
I have to double check. But that's why it's like, cling onto the law as a form of salvation. That's you're gonna fall short, because the new it's what we're
No,
gonna,
yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because you have
Yeah.
to do it on the 8th day. What am I thinking about when you're 12 years old? That's Ishmael was like.
Oh, is that
12
what?
That's why I said it.
Oh,
like that.
okay, 'cause
Ishmael was
Ishmael's
like,
12,
yeah.
okay.
No, I was thinking Isaac was 12 years old. I was getting
Okay.
confused. Lucky.
But that's why it's like salvation through the law. That's the thing as well. It's like you have the examples there
Yeah, he was
of
100
like
years old. Yeah.
the forefathers that basically were like they weren't fulfilling it, but then it's like they're still given the honors, man. Like, and that they're still like they're still gonna be saved. It's not like, okay, they were going off. So that's why it's like a kind of carnal way of looking at it. It's where faith comes in, man, and Yahushai's role. Because that's the thing is Yahushai. Yeah, Yahushua's role was set. The Lord basically had it where he was like, okay, look, this is how it's gonna run for a season, and you can see the downsides to it. Is Israel aren't capable, but then what? Yahushua fulfilled what he fulfilled, and then what? Now it's the new one where it's incapable for us to go off, and then that's how we'll have the rule forever.
Just like he said, Yahushua embodied all of this, because Yahushua is the only begotten Son of the Most High. The Most High made Yahushua, and what you gotta remember, he's the Word. All right, lower come in the volume of the book. So that's like a double entendre, so to speak, because it's like he's the Word of the Heavenly Father, but at the same time, the words that the Heavenly Father gave him to do, he is gonna do them. He's gonna execute them. He's gonna embody them. And that's why we come and
fulfill the Most High's will.
That's it. And we're Lord willing, we'll be of that number, be of the elect. We're joint heirs with Yahushua because he made us. Alright, and then the elect obviously participated, being the first fruits, participated in the creation of this world.
You got something?
Nah.
Okay, 1 Corinthians. Let me actually scroll down to one and start reading. Okay. So, 1 Corinthians 15. Start from 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man Adam was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterwards that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the Lord from heaven. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy, and as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Yeah, because essentially from Jump Street, from the time of Adam, when it's been a wrap. Like, we're basically made after carnal, like the brother said, chains of darkness. So for us to fulfill, like, basically, us to be on a level of how we're gonna be after after we're changed in the twinkling of an eye and perfected. It's impossible. We can't keep the laws perfectly. We can't we're gonna fall short. So that's why it's like what there was a need for that change, and that's just how it's like this is just a play that the Lord had play out, because you could have had it from the jump from the garden, where Adam would have been perfect, and Israel would have been the house of Adam would have been perfect, going all the way down, but that's not how the Lord had it play out. And now it's we've got the example, we've got everything's been witnessed, taking wickedness to its extreme. What's there to be gained? Because that's now we've witnessed it, we've seen. Okay, what is there to be gained? There's nothing to be gained. It's nothing but death and destruction. That's why it's like, man, they've like, there's been a few articles just talking about how the sperm counts have gone down phenomenally since like World War II to like the 70s to to now. It's like way over 50%. It's gone down. It said like at the current rate, it'd be gone by 20, 40 something. Not even 20 years.
Okay.
It's like 20 something odd years. It'll be a wrap. No one will, that's. I'm like, bro, that lets you know this place. This is the result of that wickedness being taken to such an extreme. Because even with Esau, it's like there was a shadow of like a continuation of certain things after he took over. Because while like the church was set up, there were certain ordinances, but through the process of time, as Esau's had his rule, it's just laid up more and more layers of madness on top of each other. Which is why it's like now, where there was something I saw online. This shit, like they were selling prosthetic, like knitted out of wool, penises for like kids between the age of 0 and 3 that they think might be transgender. To wear in their underwear so little girls can think they're little boys.
It's funny you say that, man.
I was like, what the fuck is it? Like, what universe are we in that like this is a fit, like it was legit a product they were selling. They were saying, oh yeah, we'll knit them, it just lets them feel like blah. I was like, what the fuck? Like that shows how much like that means that they're gone. Because what 3-year-old is thinking like, oh mommy, I'm a boy, but it's a girl, or vice versa. That like they're thinking about eating fucking dirt, climbing on climbing frames, and fucking getting the ice cream, man. What the hell is a kid thinking about? Oh, actually, maybe I'm no. But that shows how everything's completely whacked out, man.
Quick precept, or two. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. And I just want to read this to follow up because I kind of remembered it. This is Proverbs 16:4. The Lord Yahweh have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Yeah. That's because I'm like, bro, the level of madness that I've seen, it's like, the earth has been given over to the wicked completely. Because I was like, this is wild. It was even like showing, like I was watching a video where they brought that out, and I was just like, nah, this is too much. They're showing clips of like, it must have been a get together of like a bunch of like parents that say they have trans children, and it was like there was some boy in a dress who was like 2, 3, I don't know, man, young as hell, and then it was like they gave him a microphone and was saying like, okay, go on, say you're a girl, and then he was just like, I don't want to, and then like the parents were saying, so she wants to say she's a girl and her pronouns are she, her. I was like, what the fuck is going on here, man? This is insanity. Like,
I'm gonna send you a
bug the fuck out, man.
I'm gonna send you a skit I saw on social media, because it's basically a Jake, yeah. Jake funny as hell, man. Like some dark skinned Jake, yeah. And he's like, yeah, my name is, I can't remember what he said, yeah. I identify as a 35-year-old white man from Colorado. He said, yeah, I'm just walking around trying to get used to the idea, waiting for my transition to being a white man. And his mom comes over, he's like, nigga, like, just like, I don't know what, like, she just cusses. And it's funny, but this is why comedy, I remember the Apostles brought down the word, is it satire? I can look it up, but I'll do it in a moment. But basically it's like, comedy is very powerful, man, because it basically you need a lot of wit to take something that is very serious and turn it on its head to make it laughable,
Man.
to where everyone's in agreement that this shit don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone's laughing, because it's like, well, this shit is fucking like, you watch it and you be laughing and you think to yourself, well, I can't laugh at someone if they say that they're transgender or something, but if you watch that clip, you're gonna laugh.
You highlight the actual situation, what's actually going on. It's mad. It's even fucking, well, okay.
I got one more scripture
Go on,
because
I was gonna
about
say.
the world. Isaiah 24:20-4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws,
I was gonna read this earlier, funny enough. Yeah.
changed the spirit, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. And that's only going to come with the destruction. But right now, before the destruction comes, one of the main, it's funny because I got it in one of my favorite playlists, Aaron Bromovich, or however you pronounce the name. Basically, I'll probably upload the video if I remember. Spirit reminds me. But basically, she was talking about the plastic in the environment can't be broken down. And basically it's going into the chemicals are going into your body, and they're just accumulating over time and basically killing you slowly, right? And that's this man. This man is basically, in so many ways, really, because, and this is the thing, people will be like, oh, the Bible's some spooky spiritual book up there in the heavens somewhere. No, it's playing out before us. Curses are things like plastic, all right? These chemicals that have never been made upon the earth, or that's part of the curse. Like,
It says the earth, well, okay. Well, it says the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Yeah.
So that's why, what has it done? It's destroyed the whole system. It's like, even with, like oil, what are they called? Oil leaks? When you get like
Spillages
a fucking
and all
oil
that,
spillages, where the shit, like, you see what happens to the environment after. It's done. Everything in that area is dead. They're all dead. They're all covered in oil. They're done.
You just need to set a light and come back.
Yeah, because it's a wrap.
You know,
that's why it's like
later.
the coral reefs have been fossilizing for the last like 20 for a while, man. I need to check back when exactly, but it's like they're saying like, yeah, at this present rate, everything's being fucked. You got animals beaching themselves and just giving up the ghost, because it's a wrap. Like, the earth has been absolutely annihilated by what Esau's done, and it's as well the lifestyle that he's promoted. Because it's like, bruv, like that whole trans rhetoric, which is blown up, like it was meant to, like, I think they're meant to be like 0.5% or something of the population, and it's just like, but you see that shit everywhere. It's promoted everywhere. You got people, like, that's why it's like a fucking 3-year-old like getting pushed out. Like, he had no hope. There ain't no hope for that. That's like just Jake growing up in the hood with a crack fiend for a mama, and his dad's in jail. Like, it's a wrap. Like, there's no hope in that situation unless a very unique set of circumstances happens. You're done. But that's what's normal now. That's promoted as acceptable, fashionable, forward thinking. But what's gonna happen? Destruction.
I'll go a quick precept to back that up. Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
Yeah, frame of mischief by law. I was gonna say as well, in the UK, I think they started doing like puberty blockers just on the NHS a while back, which I think they stopped because there was a case. There was one woman where she went on puberty blockers and then was like living as man, had testosterone, blah blah blah, and then regrets it, and then was like, yo, I don't know why the fuck they let me just go through with that. They should have questioned it more. So they've added more processes, and then people are kicking up a fuss because they're saying like, oh, you know, because the thing is if they don't use puberty blockers, like, testosterone is gonna do its work, and you're gonna be 6'7", you know, you're gonna have beard hair, and no one's gonna think you're a woman. They're basically wanting to get it so that it's like, oh, you know, you can
stay your childish self.
Like, yeah, basically pass, because you still got you know, a younger body. But then it's essentially like you're done. Like, the guy's gonna never be able to have kids, and that's another part. it makes all these motherfuckers sterile as well. Imagine that. Which you have to think. It's even like someone's sent me images of what the kind of surgery you're meant to do that's meant to turn a penis to a vagina, and it was like so traumatized. This guy was like, nah, but he, yeah, this guy's in the world. He completely changed his opinion on the whole thing. As soon as he saw that, I was like, Jesus Christ, it must be fucking abysmal. I still ain't looked at that shit, man. I can't bring myself to do it. But that's the kind of like the levels of madness that are being instituted to like this being allowed and pushed by law and accepted, like just to try and like basically undo what the Most High has done. Where it's like, because you can put the demon on them where you think you're a woman, but that's a demon, man. You're fucked. Like you, it's a wrap, man. You're done. Like what are you gonna do?
I got a precept.
Continue back on this. But so it's that whole shit is now they're done, man.
Because you said about the children. Basically, it's like they want to stay young forever, preserve their youth. Ecclesiastes 11 and 9. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. Man, King Solomon's funny. But know thou that for all these things the Most High will bring thee into judgment. Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity.
Yeah.
It's emptiness. Because it's the majority of your life you're gonna have to live under the covenant of the law.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be responsible. You're gonna have to carry, like, things are gonna have weight and meaning to them. That's the thing. It's like with the whole. It's called like Peter Pan syndrome. That's something that like from millennials and Gen Z, they've had it where it's like that's why they have the term adulting, because it's like basically adulting is just taking care of responsibilities as an adult. But they made a term for it because it's like, oh, people are just kind of pushing it off and just trying to stay young and youthful and not having to take responsibility for as long as possible. So you have people in their mid-30s still behaving like a child, and that's really, and that's like that's what society is promoting. Just having people immature, not aware what's going on, just thinking about fun.
That's his devil's natural state of being. Esau, remember, Jake, we embody. Remember, it tells you in the book of Genesis that basically two nations are in our womb and two manner of persons. Basically, and Sirach, I already mentioned it, but it's one of them scriptures that we have to keep at the forefront of our mind. Sirach 33, about good being set against evil, and light against dark. And basically, that's where we're at. So Esau, we're the right hand side. We're righteousness, we're the light, we're embody everything that's right with the world. Whereas Esau is everything that's wrong. So if Esau embodies that, do as thy will, stay young forever, alright? Whereas we understand we have to take on responsibility and judgment. That has to be the principal thing. I say all this because I was in a cafe yesterday. I overheard one woman, she's with a girl, and they're talking, oh yeah, some Edomite woman, and she's talking about her husband to be, and they're saying they're moving, but she basically mentioned that the guy still gets his food cut up by his mum. And I thought, like, bitch, and I know he has to have money because I mean, like, yo, like, I don't, like, you're a big grown man moving into your own house, but your mum's still cutting your food for you. And this devil, man, he's like a woman. He basically doesn't take on responsibility and is not accountable for any of his actions. He's a thief and a vagabond. Remember that. Running away from judgment. And that's the society's built around himself, is to promote that kind of lifestyle, man. No accountability. Just run and
just do stuff. You know, enjoy yourself.
Fuck off. I posted
it. Solomon too. That's why I say, like, it says what, you know, let us just spend our vessel, just enjoying, experiencing everything.
They're driving a fucking banger, old school. What's it? Vauxhall Corsa. Or what's the old school ones they don't make no more? The Ford fucking.
Oh, not the proper banger.
Escorts. Like
Yeah,
a Ford
Escort
Escort, for example. There's a couple.
thingy, yeah.
Yeah, like I'd say I go with Escort. Like,
Is it? Yeah, Escort. There's another one, the small one. I can't remember.
yeah, I know it's got a name, but I can't remember it. But it's like having a Ford Escort, you know, on ends basically. That everyone just drives around and just does donuts in it. That's how Esau feels about the body that he's in. He's just gonna do everything that he can think of to do.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Because that Peter Pan syndrome. That's why you got people that really do not want to have to experience or do anything. Like have to take any real responsibilities in life. You got guys in their 30s still in their mum's basement, sitting around just playing video games, eating pizza rolls and Twinkies and having a real good time.
Man, I wanted to leave my house when I was like 12 years, 13 years old, man. I wanted to have my own place. 16, 8, like the whole time I didn't want to live at home, man. I wanted my own space.
But these guys have that comfort. Because that's the thing. Esau's realm, comfort is one thing that they've basically marketed everything for. So that comfort, that ease. Because that's what, like you said, like women require that ease as well, man.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with and everyone's in that mindset, man. When you go to uni, people are just there to have fun and bliss it up. Because afterwards, it's like, oh, life gets shit because you have to work 5 days before you can just blaze your mind out your mind on the weekend. You got more on yours or no?
No, I'm done.
So back in 1 Corinthians 15, this is what verse 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Yeah, because our bodies are just corruption, man. Walking, man, it's the creature was made subject to vanity. Out here just committing wickedness like breathing without even intending to. Intending to do the opposite is the body will win. That's why it's the chains of darkness, man. Man are just completely there's no victory against it. But that's why there needs to be the change. So it says, what, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Yeah, that incorruptible, that new body, where you have the laws in our inward parts, and where, hey, we're going to be perfected. We're going to be moving like Superman, man. They're doing like the newest Superman movie. They're doing it. They're putting man, he's meant to be a
Michael B. Jordan, right?
I don't know. I
don't think it was him.
It's just they just said like, oh, they're looking to cast a black. I don't know. It's a black director as well.
Yeah.
Which is one. He's a guy that
DC are doing anything to catch up with Marvel.
But then it's the thing is they're talking about. I don't even know if it's gonna result in anything.
Yeah.
But then what? They're saying the same thing with James Bond. Blah blah blah. But it's gonna be on a superhuman level, man.
That's a lot.
Because that's how the Lord basically set up his meant to be.
They even had because I remember on a video like 015, 016, an article that came out. I think it's when Man of Steel came out, and it's basically the Guardian or even the Standard, one of them basically came out and said that this is how Superman's supposed to look, and it was a so-called black man, a Jake, and they said because in order for him to get strength from the sun, you'd have to have dark skin. So that shows you they know, man. And it's man, I've said it many times, man. It's a beautiful thing to have melanin, man. You know, to have like they try and pin that as a negative point against you. And if you're none the wiser, if you don't really understand what it is, then you're gonna feel like, man, I wish I was lighter or
it's
whatever.
It's the world, innit?
That's it.
It's just like that's the thing is everyone out here just talking and saying the same thing. They're all in accord. Then you ain't really gonna. You're just gonna be out there, man. Because if the truth ain't been revealed to you, then you don't know what the hell's going on. You're like, as far as you know, that's what it is. But being white is good, being black is bad.
Yeah. But in reality, it's like when the sun comes out and you got that shea butter, cocoa butter, whatever on your skin, and your skin's glistening and glowing. Esau knows, man. Hey, why do they call in slavery one of the names, or going back to the early 1900s, one of the names, or in slavery actually, they called us shines. Why? Even in Goodbye Uncle Tom, they showed you that like our basically with our body that I forgot what they said. They said we're more prone to certain things, so we have to wash and basically oil ourselves as well, innit? Like moisturize, and they basically when they're going through the process of processing Jake in slavery, basically. And that shows you that Jake, they knew we had to moisturize, but in the sun, the glow, it was what? They called us shines. That's why we had that name known as shines. Because the way our skin would shine in the light. Alright? That's the Heavenly Father's dark skin. Alright? That's why you'll speak about him being like bronze. When you get dark melanated skin in the sun, it shines like bronze, man, like it's gold, But in saying all this ain't to detract away from the point that you have men in the faith that don't look even like lighter skinned brothers or nothing like that. They saying no, I'm better than you because I'm not doing all that. It's just to the point of Esau making that be such a wicked thing, really, when it's a righteous thing, alright? The Heavenly Father looks like that. I'm sure when these devils wake up in the kingdom and see that shit, the lesser, unbeknownst to them, base devils, they get a shock and an awakening to see the Most High, great black man of stature, white woolly afro, man.
Yeah, the flip side is that having Esau's lack of pigmentation in skin, that's a curse. That as well. That's the thing. That's what Esau needed to flip upside down, which is why he then made it okay to be black is a curse. Because otherwise, you realize, you start putting it together. If there was no stigma, you start thinking, hold on, there's way more benefits to one state than the other. Don't have to use no SPF 30, amongst other things. 1 Corinthians 15 and 52. In a moment, in the twinkle of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Yeah, that's that immortality. This is the thing, is the reward we're getting, man, is on such a scale. It's like anything you endure on this side, like, can't even measure up as a justifier. Like, you could go through the ringer, and the reward you're getting would still feel too much. Like, that's how great of a reward it is, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's for these chosen so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is why everyone else is so upset, man. These elites, they've searched the scriptures, man. It says what he's done, a diligent search. So he's trying to claim these things for himself. That's why you have these these sci-fi series about Esau going out and colonizing galaxies and the universe. These things are these dreams that he has. But what it says is there's bound set, man. That's the thing. It literally is a child just playing with Legos, but there's the real world out there. It's going to be made. But once because it says in Malachi 1, it's like they will build up, but I'll throw down. It's like them Legos, man. It's going to be kicked. It's all going to shatter. And then all that like all this. It's funny because I can't remember who I was watching. Oh well, it was Fresh and Fit. They said like, social constructs like feminism, like fall apart once reality sets in. It goes into a what you call it, like a post-apocalyptic kind of situation, a setting where shit gets raggedy, war torn, or just like powers cut, the society collapses. All those social contracts go out the window. It's gonna come down to real shit. And that's how the Lord deals. Real shit. The Lord is a man of war. So that means that war is going to be how he deals, man. Death and destruction, famine, all these circumstances. That's why it's like you had the gas shortage for like a few days, and people were losing their fucking minds. You had some guy blew up his own fucking car. I don't know if he was in it. I think he might have been. Like when they had the gas shortage, people putting in fucking plastic bags in their boot. They were filling up plastic bags. They were filling up fucking like water bottles and shit with oil And then the shit was obviously just like that. I was like, bruh, they like you're not getting home. People are fucking retarded. They're not ready. And that's the thing is like people going like are losing it just on some small thing. There wasn't even like a shortage yet. It's because people were losing their minds.
But it shows you
Because they just paid like that shortage. They got hacked. They paid the money to get access back, and then it was like I think maybe 5 days or something. So it's kind of still coming there. It's still working back. But that's why it's like but people aren't ready. They're just like, oh no, I ain't never gonna be able to drive my car, especially in America. They ain't ready. They ain't cut out.
yeah, and most states outside of New York City, I believe. Well, yeah, most states out of New York City is basically car based.
Yeah.
I think Chicago and San Fran. I don't know.
Certain
Certain
parts,
states.
probably.
I know San Francisco's got a metro.
Yeah.
Chicago as well.
But it's like buses are shit.
Yeah.
And it's like it's depends where you
You have
work
to
as
drive
well.
as well.
Depends
You
where
have
you
to
live.
drive a
If
lot.
you live anywhere outside of
The city centre.
Yeah, which who the fuck wants to live in the city centre as well?
Well, that's usually where Jake lives because they can get to work. You know, they're poor.
Yeah.
And it's like they can get to
To work
Work,
for way less.
Goshen, innit?
Yeah, but then that's and shit will fall apart. That's how easy it is, just like that. And that was just meant to be a random hack, man. So
Apparently.
yeah, but it seems like espionage. Well,
You know,
it's
we
like,
don't know. I'm
you
just
know, yeah.
throwing it out there, you know.
But yeah,
Is it-
the
where
specifics
it is.
are unclear. I mean,
But
they
it
ain't just
doesn't
gonna go
matter.
out and admit whatever it is, but it's like that shows, like that drop of a hat. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written: Death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Yeah, because it says what in the thingy of the wages of sin is death.
Death.
That's the one.
Let me get a
The
piece
wages of sin is death. So that's why. Is it in Sirach 26? By through her we all die, man. Eve.
Yeah, yeah.
Because why? She was the one
25
who
or
brought sin.
26. Yeah.
25. That's the one.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, it's
that's what do you call it? That's fruit. That's sin. That's why death exists. So it's us basically being, outside of it. We're no longer gonna be beholden to it.
I got a precept for you. It's a book of them schools are moving militant, man. Wisdom of Solomon 2:23. For the Most High created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Alright? Nevertheless, through envy of the devil, alright, so that even shows you. That's just for realize. This is something that's been ingrained in Esau from day dot, man, from the beginning. That's why I told you the wicked was created for the day of evil. Ultimately, his day is when the Heavenly Father